Well, we'll talk definitely about the Rams in a moment, but let's stick to the FC for the minute. And that is the last game, which is on January 13th, 12th and the 13th, 1 a.m. The Houston Texans go into the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, not played each other this year. First time the Steelers have won the division since 2020. They lost in the wild card to the Browns that season, 48-37. I remember that game really clearly. Last time we made it past the wild card was 2017. We lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars 45-42, and that was in the divisional round, and we got the first round bye. We did beat the Ravens 26-24, like I said. The Texans came second in their division. Last time they did that was 2014, but their record was 9-7. So they actually missed the playoffs that season because their record was so poor. The last two seasons, they have progressed through the wild card, but that's it. And also, since DeMeco Ryans has joined in 2023, they've not missed the playoffs once. So say what you want about sometimes this Houston Texans team. DeMeco Ryans has done something here, and we've seen that, haven't we? Because the big story for this game really is the Texans defense, who have just been sublime this year. It is exactly why I think the Steelers will lose. We will bounce out, and I, in a way, didn't even want to beat the Ravens because actually I needed them to lose, so we didn't make it. So mass change could happen in Pittsburgh, but it's not going to happen because we've got to the playoffs and won the division, and we're going to get inevitably bounced. Houston's defense are just too good. They've got blokes everywhere, and they do. I mean, they get, what was it, 38-30 against the Colts? Okay, but the Colts have got a way better offense than the Steelers have. Our offense has been terrible since losing DK Metcalf to them, that ban, and also now with Washington out. This is going to go one way, and all four of us are going to agree on this, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are. It's another informed team, isn't it? Another informed team that's winning games. You mentioned their defense and go defense, but I think their offense has looked really good over the last few weeks. I know Adam's had some question marks over CJ Stroud. I think you have as well, Fred. I think you've had a couple of question marks, but I think he's played really, really well down the stretch. And I think it really helped. They had early injuries at wide receiver, and he got a lot of game time with Higgins and Nolan, the backups. And I think that's really helped coming into the back end of the year because he's developed that rapport with them through that early stage when they were losing games. And that's really helped, and they've come a long way. Even at running back as well with the youngsters there, really, really performing too. So I think, when you're talking about they've been to the playoffs, they've done it. Not only have they been there, they've won there as well. CJ Stroud gets there and can win in the playoffs. We've seen him do it before. So, yeah, I really like the Texans this one. They're another team that I think no one's going to want to play them with how their defense is playing. And I think DeMeco Ryans needs a tip of the hat for what he's done there as well. So, yeah, as predicted earlier in the year, Fred, before the free agency, Pittsburgh Steelers, one and done.
Bit rude to say that.
Well, I remember the conversation of Fred going, "No, we can win one. We don't need a wide receiver. We've got Calvin Austin. Don't worry about it, mate."
I was happy with Calvin Austin. I'm still happy with Calvin Austin.
He got the game winner.
Mate, he's had like 200 yards in the season.
He got the game winner. He was there. I have more of a problem with how Pat Frymouth is now our third string tight end. That's more my problem, is how something like that happens. And you're right. I had question marks about CJ Stroud, but I also did believe, a little bit like I do with Trevor Lawrence, is players that are built like that, play like that, are successful. Like, there's no way they can't be bad. There's something about it where I just believe that they are going to be good. And you're right. Yeah, the offense has been pretty good. I think the only shining light we have for the Steelers is maybe we can catch them. Maybe there's something about the turnover. This might be a turnover battle sort of thing. And if we can have one or under and maybe turn over CJ Stroud and maybe panic him a little bit. I mean, I don't know what his numbers are under pressure and under teams that do blitz and can get to the quarterback. Hopefully it's not great, because our secondary is pretty poor, and they've got some good receivers. So, and they run the ball really well as well.
I love that you're trying to reason yourself into a way.
Oh, no, I know
the possibility of winning.
I know we're going to lose, but as a fan of your team, you're always going to have a tiny bit.
It's the lowest scoring predicted over-under of the wildcard weekend, isn't it? Set at 39.5. So the betting market is suggesting it's going to be a low-scoring game. So that's your only hope, that it is low-scoring and you're in it towards the end. Because if not, then I think it's just going to be bye-bye straight away.
That's what I mean. A little bit of, even like last night watching that Ravens game this morning, I was like, if we keep in touching distance, there is always a chance with the Steelers. Like there is always a little bit of a chance because we can make something happen. But the defense is just too good for the Houston Texans. It's just too good.
It's good up front and in the secondary. It's like elite at everything. Both. So yeah, that's the problem. It's going to stop your run and get pressure on the quarterback.
Is Kamari Lassiter meant to be back for the game? Because I do feel like he's been missing the last couple of weeks.
We're a bit early for injury reports.
Yeah, I know, but he's been missing the last couple of weeks.
I had a quick look at loads of the teams, and you just can't find anything at the minute.
Okay.
At least DK's back after his fortnight rest. That could be a big difference maker. He'll have a point to prove. I think
it could be, like, we were joking aside, it is what we've missed in our last two games. And there's been plays where you're like, MVS is definitely not it, and DK would have made them moves, would have made that catch. Maybe I don't know.
There's been some plays where you thought we need a wide receiver,
but the 2 week rest at this point of the season is great though.
We didn't have Calvin Austin or DK Metcalf in that game though. In the first game,
if what we think is going to happen, and the Texans win, is it the end, Fred?
For Tomlin or for me?
Yeah. No, not for you. No, I didn't think it'd be the end for you. I wasn't gonna endorse that. I was thinking more, is it the end, or is it the beginning of a new regime?
No. Even if we get bounced, this isn't the beginning. We had to not make the playoffs, I think, for this to be a complete reset. I just don't see, now in a way, having Stefanski go from the Browns, it almost, as a Steelers team organization, you go, well, they're still just in disarray. So if we can just be competitive with Cincinnati or they could get whoever in really at Cleveland, and you could still go, well, it's going to fall flat on its face. But I mean, they had a competent offense this year in some games, and an elite defense, and they still couldn't do that well. So it would take something incredibly dramatic, I think, someone to come into Cleveland and get them to be competitive straight away. And then you look at Cincinnati and look how they were this year. Without Joe Burrow, they're nothing. Joe Burrow is injury-prone quarterback. And then the Ravens have missed a beat a little bit as well. So maybe the Steelers now are looking at it like, oh, well, we're just sort of still within it. Well, no, we're not. We absolutely are not. We're still within it. To Andrew's point, we haven't got wide receivers. We haven't got a good running back. We've got two competent ones. Aaron Rodgers is a 40-year-old quarterback at this point. What's the future with that? And then you look on the flip side, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, all older. Highsmith, getting older as well. Traded for Ramsey. He's an older player. We've not developed our younger guys in terms of at the back end. Joey Porter's no better today than I think he was when he came in. Yes, we've developed our defensive line guys in Harmon and players like that, but there's not much more to it. If we want to do the running back tight end thing, let's go get a solid running back, a proper running back.
Well, you thought you had, hadn't you, with Caleb Johnson, to be fair? There was lots of high expectation from him.
You're not wrong with that. But yeah, I don't know. Like we said last week, we said it last week, and I said it also on the radio as well, is that, this was meant to be our buy all in year. Well, I think we kept a few chips to ourselves still. We should have gone a little bit more extravagant. And I could look this off season, and there's free agent wide receivers that potentially are going to be there. And I would say go and target a few of them. I mean, we could really go all in and just chuck all the kitchen sink at it next year. I don't think we will. We'll play it conservatively again, and we'll end up mid-record, maybe making the playoffs, maybe not.
Probably 9-8.
Maybe you could take a punt on Malik Willis.
I wouldn't mind that. I absolutely wouldn't mind that. I wanted Malik Willis over Kenny Pickett in the first place when we drafted Kenny Pickett, if we all remember that. I remember my disappointment, of which I definitely put on social media if everyone wants to scroll back and look at that at some point.
Can I just say, friends, one last thing, just to give you some small... It's a clean slate, the playoffs. You've won a division for the first time in 5 years. Rodgers probably had his best game that I've seen. Like when the lights were bright. He had a big game yesterday.
Have you got a bet on how many times I can say when the lights are bright or something? What's going on
here? The lights are bright. It's the playoffs.
He just looks around the room and sees what's there. And he's like, "Oh, that's my inspiration."
You won't be waving your white flag just yet.
I was going to say, I was about to say, is it a Dido lyric? I was just about to go down that route.
You never know, Fred. You never know.